Okay, so today I'm going to do some chest, back, shoulders, and legs. And it's going to be a light workout, but just pumping some blood in there, you know. So I was busy doing some videos for Gallant Nutrition in the gym. I'll put a link up top right hand side. Just click on the eye there and you can have a link to his channel. You'll see some of the videos I'm doing for him. And yeah, I'm just making some videos there. And you know, after I'm in the gym for 3 or 4 hours, sometimes I don't feel like doing a heavy workout. And also I've been doing super high frequency lately, so it's a good time for me just to do a light pump workout, you know, the yoga workout, like I say. You know, it's almost like a meditation really. But anyway, I got the Murph's Gym shirt, and I think that was a consolation prize for being a disappointment to Kyle. You know, like you said, he had looked up to me before, but after he met me, I think that I pretty much stopped that. Disappointing people everywhere I go. That's what I do. That's what I do. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to do some chest here. As you can see, I'm just pumping reps out. I'm just warming up here with the 40s, and I'll move up to 60s or something, and maybe I'll go heavier, maybe I won't. I don't know. And sometimes I go to 90s or 110s. You know, it just depends on what I'm feeling like that day, okay? I'll just stick with the lightweight here, and I thought that I'd just talk to you a little bit about how to be a natural bodybuilder. I was talking to a young guy in the gym the other day, and he's like 16 years old, and of course, everybody's watching, you know, the different pictures on Instagram or Snapchat or all over the place, you know, somebody with abs or something. And you get a lot of these guys that are in the gym training with heavy weights, trying to get stronger, trying to put on mass, but at the same time, they want to have abs and they want to lose fat. So they're, you know, doing deficit type diets, and they do strict type diets along with pushing their body to the max with weights and stuff. And I just want to say this, you need to decide what you're going to be. And if you're going to be a natural bodybuilder, you need to understand that if you're going to be dieting down all the time just to try to get abs, you're going to be losing muscle. Okay, so a lot of these kids are actually, you know, pretty young. They're going through growth spurts and stuff, and then what's happening is that their body might hit a growth spurt, but they are deficient in calories in order for the body to actually even grow. So the whole point of bodybuilding is to build the body, not to break it down. Okay, you only break it down with weights temporarily so that it adapts and builds up, but you feed it so that it can do this. So ideally what you want to do is feed the body everything it needs in order to put on muscle, and by doing so, your metabolism will increase and your muscle mass will increase, and you will start to lose body fat. Based on that, you'll start to get that lean look that everybody craves so badly. Okay, but we got so many people out there that are trying to do low carb, low fat, low everything. They're trying to just cheat the system. It's almost like they're trying to cheat the system just to get lean without actually putting on the muscle mass necessary to create that lean look. Now, it is true that some people just have a naturally fast metabolism, and sometimes they're born with abs. I mean, they come out of the diapers and they look like they got abs, you know, but that's just you know, a genetic thing. But you cannot be everything at once. It's kind of like an elastic band going in 2 different directions. Something will snap at some point. Okay, so you have to decide, what is your priority? Is your priority putting on muscle, and do you trust in that process that when you put on a back like this, you know, or some muscle, that you will end up getting leaner because of it, that somehow your metabolism will increase? Do you trust in the system of natural bodybuilding? Do you trust in that? Because that's exactly what happens. That's why bodybuilders and sprinters and power athletes look leaner. It's not because they shred their body down and starve themselves. How they do it is that they gain muscle so that the body basically increases the metabolism, and there the fat gets burned from that. Okay, but you still feed the muscles what they need. Okay, too many people starve the muscles, and somehow they think that that's somehow going to get them leaner. Really, what's going to happen is that you're going to starve your muscles, starve your fat stores, and what's really going to happen is you're going to get the skinny fat principle. You're going to lose all your muscle first, and you're still going to have, you know, a nice little layer of water and fat on you, and you're not going to actually attain your goal of 6-pack abs. And even if you do get some nice abs for a short period of time, the moment you touch anything like a Dorito, you touch a taco or something, and boom, you just blow it up, and then gain's gone. Okay, so I just wanted to just talk about that subject because I see a lot of people that are just so obsessed with being lean that they try to pretend to be a bodybuilder, but not really being a natural bodybuilder. What they're doing is they're trying to just cheat a system to get a look, but they're not necessarily applying the principle of bodybuilding itself. They're not applying the principle of gaining muscle so that way you gain the metabolism. Okay, so I hope that helps clear it up for a couple of you out there. I mean, I know most of you probably know this, but ultimately gain muscle, feed the body what it needs. This is about health and fitness. Natural bodybuilding is about health. It isn't about starving yourself to death just so you can look okay for a day or two, you know. And even in competitions, as a natural bodybuilder, you might be doing lower carb type diets and stuff, but your whole reason why you are eating so much more protein is because you're trying to preserve the muscle mass. You're still trying to feed the muscles what they need and then skim that fat off. The ideal bodybuilding contest diet preserves as much muscle tissue as possible. So yeah, so I just keep on pumping out reps, you know, and I find that coming down at about 90 degrees at the knee is enough. Any lower than this, I start to actually bring in the knee joint or I start to roll the hips, and it just jams the hips up, and it doesn't feel like my muscles are actually the weak link. I just start to feel it in the joints. So it's not that I can't come down lower, it just, again, pay attention to your body, pay attention to the joint angles that seem to hit the muscle belly the most. You know, there's so many people I talk to, they just don't have any clue about this. They just do an exercise because that's the way it's done, but they're not actually paying attention, right? So here's just a back pose here. Da 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 da. Yeah, sorry about that. That's just kind of I've been reading too much comic books lately, I think, so I'm just doing some poses there. So anyway, yeah, here's the lateral raise. So I'm basically not really externally rotating that much, just a tiny bit, but my main focus isn't the external rotation, and excuse the camera going in and out of focus here. But ultimately I do 2 variations of the bent over lateral raise for the rear delt. Sometimes I'll rotate it out, kind of like you're trying to backhand somebody in the nards, you know, by your ears, you know, you're trying to basically externally rotate the arm just to hit the rotator cuff muscles and the external rotators. And then I'll do this variation where it hits a little bit more the rear delt and a little bit less of the external rotator cuff muscles. So yeah, if you watch me do bent over laterals, you may see me doing one or the other variation. And yeah, I enjoy doing it. It gives me a really good pump. And honestly, I do, and I always say this, this is the most underrated exercise in shoulder training. A lot of people are doing the shoulder presses, and a lot of people are doing upright rows, a lot of people are doing a lot of different stuff for front delt, but they're really not paying attention to the rear delt, and the rear delt is really where it's at. If your rear delt is developed, it will give you that softball or that baseball look. It will actually give you that appearance, and not only that, it will actually help balance out the strength and bounces in the shoulder. And of course I have a lot of that now just because of my dislocating shoulder injury. You know, I have to really be aware of trying to evenly strengthen up the areas because my right shoulder's pushed a little bit too far forward because of the labral tear. So nothing I can do anything about except for strengthen the rear delt muscles, and maybe that'll help balance out the strengthened area and keep it freer from further injury. So thanks a lot for watching, and make sure you check out my website, naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, if you want to see some of the programs I made on MP3 and some of the music that I have available for you. And take care for now.